Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you for signing up. My name is Chantel Hampton, and I'm your host tonight. And we have a very special guest with us, my dear friend, Miss Caitlin Wambolt. Say hi, Caitlin.
Hi. Thank you
But
so much for having me.
of course, of course. I'm thrilled that everybody came out tonight to be here. And then those that are watching afterwards, thank you so much for tuning in to watch. We have a fun night. It's going to be quick. We're going to have fun. We're going to learn and we're going to grow together. And that's the point of the Brave Evolution. Just really quick, I wanted to share with you briefly about what the Brave Evolution is. And then we're going to formally introduce our guest speaker, Caitlin. And then she's gonna talk, we're gonna have a conversation. And then she's gonna do a yoga segment. And then I'm gonna allow you to ask questions at the end. There might be people joining in later. I'm getting texts right now of people like trying to get in or running late. So if they do, we'll ignore the dings and the bings that come in, hopefully, and I'll keep moving. So what is the Brave Evolution? The Brave Evolution is the courageous journey of self-acceptance and contentment with where you are in the process of full growth into all you were designed to be. The Brave Evolution is the journey of letting go of a negative self-image and the internal struggle to matter, loving and honoring the now you, and embracing the process of all that you're becoming. This movement for me started in 2016 as I realized that my overarching theme in life was all about me taking brave steps. And so my goal is to help aspiring entrepreneurs dealing with chronic illness and/or chronic fear to boldly live out their purpose, being healthy, being divine, and being brave. So I'm going to be hosting 2 of these webinars a month to start helping people and teaching them on, one, their health, as well as helping them with getting their business launched and taking those brave steps towards it. Because anybody that is an entrepreneur knows that it takes a lot of work and it takes a lot of bravery. And it takes just a lot of just faith to keep pushing, even when it doesn't look like anything is happening. Once you get over that hump, it's going to happen. So I want to help you through that process. All right. So Caitlin, my dear friend Caitlin.
Yes. Hello.
We've known each other now.
Oh my gosh, a while, right? Well, you've known my husband for a lot longer, like your whole life.
Yeah, 10.
But then you met me and I took over.
How long have you guys been married? Yeah, you took his place.
We've been married for 6 years now.
Okay.
Yeah, we just celebrated our 6th anniversary. So, but yeah, when he brought you into my life, I was like, oh my gosh, like you're the best. I'm just so happy to be here. So happy to have met you. And yeah, we're on like similar journeys. We just, the universe just brought us together.
Really brought us together. So just a little bit about Caitlin. Caitlin is a yoga coach and instructor, and her classes are an artful blend of movement and stillness, strength and flexibility, primal and peripheral, breath and awareness. She believes in a balanced approach where movement and nutrition are medicine, and the practice of stillness is mindfulness. Remixing various studies of yoga, and forgive me if I say these names wrong, including Vinyasa, Hatha, Iyengar, Ashtanga, Kundalini, Jivamukti,
Yep.
Yin, restorative, Uti, tribal dance, and
Ayurveda.
Yeah, Ayurveda.
The sister science of yoga, yeah.
Yes, Caitlin DJs up unique experiences that align the body, mind, and heart, both on and off the mat. Caitlin has dedicated herself to the practice, study, and teaching of yoga since discovering its joys and benefits in 2002 in Chicago. She also draws inspiration from her yoga retreat experiences in Bali and Costa Rica, as well as her everyday life as a nerd, producing music, creating animations, and serving as co-founder of an AV media production company. She runs with her loving and patient husband and their 2 cavaliers.
Yeah.
Welcome, Caitlin. Thank you again so much for being here. And
So happy to be here.
I would love for you to just share a little bit. I mean, your bio gives a great background and history, but share a little bit about your story and how you started your journey as a visual artist, your business, and then DJing, and then yoga. How does that all tie in? And like, how did you transition into all those areas?
Sure. Yeah. So I started my whole kind of creative career, like, well, going way back in the day to just, sketching, fashion sketches. I would like rip, magazine pages out of like W magazine or Vogue, and I would just, draw fashion sketches. I was very inspired by, figure drawing and things like that. And despite all that, I hopped from major to major later on in life. In college, I was all over the map. I didn't know what I wanted to do, just like a lot of entrepreneurs. I started off in biology. I got straight A's. I worked really hard. But the thing is, by doing that, you kind of sacrifice like kind of who you are and what you really enjoy, your passions. If you're just trying to go 150% in all these different areas, I found later, then you kind of dilute all of the things that you really are from like at the very base, right?
Yes.
So from there, hopping from major to major, from biology to communications to business, I landed in entrepreneurial strategy. Very thankful that I did because it was pretty much whatever you want to do, right? Like it's just
Yes.
what are you passionate about? What are you, that kind of thing. So from there, I got a job in marketing and finance, and it was just not as creative as I was, what I was looking for. So I was like, I'm going back to school after after all that working in that field for a couple years. I was like, it's time to make a change. My body and my mind, everything was being sacrificed. I was really like in a lot of pain working at a desk job, trying to climb the corporate ladder like a lot of us do early
Right.
on in life at least.
Right.
And so from there in college I actually I really fell in love with yoga. I had practiced since I was 15, but then I got my yoga teaching certification back in 2010, and I was able to kind of like balance the work life with the yoga love, if you will. And I went back to school for 3D animation, which is where I met my husband, my partner in life, love, and business, Devin Wambolt. And yeah, so from there, I was like the only girl in the school, pretty much. There was like three of us in the whole school. It was a very male dominating or dominant field, right? 3D animation or audio production, or and as I'm sure you can see, right, in your world as well. And fell in love with Devin. We started our first project while we were still in college, and that first project was designing a nightclub in Chicago. So we had a great time. I mean, it was like the ideal kind of project for us as, young 20 somethings. And we launched our business from that project. So we designed all the content, designed all the projection mapping, all the lighting, every single aspect of that venue. And I basically geared my entire education towards creating content for a projection map DJ stage and all that. So it kind of all, yeah, it kind of played all, it was a very unique experience. And I definitely attribute like creativity and wellness to that period of life, where it was really a balancing act, up all night creating stuff, but also like getting to that 9 a.m. class or getting to that 6 a.m. class. Sleep was definitely a sacrifice as well back in the 20s, So,
Yes, Lord,
um,
I
but
remember
yeah, right. Just ridiculous hours. And as we get older, I feel like it's so important to prioritize sleep. Oh my goodness, so important because you burn yourself out, especially as a creative, right? Like when you have to work late hours for your business or and we all know that that's a part of the whole process, but you got to prioritize the health for sure.
Absolutely. No, absolutely. Thank you so much. And it's so true. And it's crazy. I didn't realize like even the similar path of doing the the business and entrepreneurship, that was my focus as well. And it allowed
Yeah.
that space of, for creativity, but the hours and just on the music side of just literally staying up all night,
Yeah.
um, and then having
And
to
that,
work all day, and
oh
like
my gosh.
so not healthy, but experiencing the pain and the suffering. And that's why, a lot of times artists feel like you have to do that in order to make it. And I want to dispel that lie. It's a lie.
Amen. Amen to that. Like looking back at it, I'm like, why didn't I could have done things in such a more efficient way and really prioritize health even more
Yeah.
to generate a better product or to generate, something that's even more creative. It's totally a balancing act. But I feel
It
like in America though, too, we're told, right? We're told you have
is.
to work hard. Caffeine up the wazoo. This is the only way to make it in America. You got to climb that ladder and all this stuff. No, 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 no. We are
Oh,
here to dispel the rumors.
yes, it's a lie. It's such a lie.
Yeah.
Um, I mean, the title of this webinar is being brave enough to take care of you. And
Mm.
and that's what we have to learn how to do as entrepreneurs and as creators. We have to learn how to take care of ourselves first, because at the end of the day, nobody's going to care if you pass out and die. Like, and that's
Right.
the
Yeah. Yeah.
reality. And you're no
It's
longer going to be
crazy.
creative if you pass out and die. So yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. It doesn't work. And I feel like also with the pandemic, like that gave, I feel like at least in my experience, it gave me a lot more space to kind of prioritize certain things. And one of those things was always DJing and producing music. Like for me, I've always wanted to produce my own music. I've been DJing for about 3 years now, and I started uh producing in Ableton, I think it was March, like right when everything shut down,
Yeah.
2020. So for me, 2020 was like, okay, this is okay. I mean, like I can be in a little bubble and be okay. But I was never like that before. I was always like very extroverted and going out all the time and like whatever. But it taught a lot of us, I feel like, balance and to appreciate, your friends and family, of course, because you didn't see them for so long. It just like taught you, or taught me at least, just to be grateful for so many things that otherwise we take advantage of, take for
Absolutely.
granted.
Oh, absolutely. As long as I've known you, I know you've been very conscious of looking after your mind, body, and spirit. And even as a creative entrepreneur, as we're talking, what does, and you kind of touched on this already, but what does taking care of you and taking care of your creativity look like? And what does that mean to you?
Yeah, that is a great question. So for me, I feel like prioritizing my health, giving myself space, like to be mindful and to have movement first thing in the morning before you sit down at a computer. And this is what I tell myself. Um, Before I sit down at a computer, I need to get up. I need to move my body, even if it's just for 10 minutes. It could be anything, it could be dance. And I feel like dancing is especially good for the soul. Like, I've been doing a lot of that lately, just free form, no rhyme, no rhythm, whatever. Well, hopefully rhythm. um, no like science to it though. It's just
Right.
free form. And then meditation. And that could be anything from sitting down in silence, closing your eyes, and just focusing on your breath. Or it could be guided meditation where you're following prompts, or it could be affirmations, which I'm a big believer in affirmations. So there's like a verbal aspect to it, there's a listening aspect to it, and there's a moving aspect to it, just tapping into that sensory information.
So good. That is really
Yeah.
good. It's so
And of
good.
course, nutrition, right? Like nutrition, feeding your body. And I know that you can identify with this too. As autoimmune warriors, we gotta prioritize that nutrition. And I feel like everyone needs to, um, especially to avoid autoimmune because it develops over time, right? And there's nothing more important than feeding your body for success, for creativity. it's crazy how nutrition influences, brain fog and all these things that we fight with as creatives. It will impair our abilities. So yeah.
Right. Which makes us like, you end up overcompensating because you're dealing with that stuff, with the caffeine and with the stimulants that make it actually
Yep.
worse. So
Way worse. Oh my gosh.
so
Yeah.
yeah, no, and like you kind of delved into the next question, but like what is your, if you don't mind sharing your condition? I know for not everybody knows here, but I was technically diagnosed with fibromyalgia as well as a form of arthritis. And then the doctors are looking at what else is going on with me because there's some other things that they're not sure of. But it really attacked my immune system. And that in itself is really, it's a challenge. It's a mental and emotional challenge for me. And I'm not sure if you've experienced that, but what do you deal with, and what are some of your like challenges or struggles there?
Oh yeah, so many challenges with autoimmune. So for me, I just last year actually, well, let me back up because this is a whole kind of story here. So um like since I was 11, 12 years old, I have been dealing with digestion issues to the point that where it was so bad that I was taken out of school. My mom took me out of school my sophomore year for 3 months because I was in just such horrible pain. And we fast forward to today, that registered as IBS, and now it's also Hashimoto's. I just got diagnosed with Hashimoto's. And if you have like one autoimmune disease, typically there are a lot more at play, right? That's what we learn when we get diagnosed. But it's a long road to diagnose it, and you feel like crap, for a long time before you're able to identify triggers and things like that. So for me, the latest, my digestion is wonderful now, which is great, and that's all from nutrition. That's all from supplementing my body and the meditation, the yoga,
Yeah.
all of that is great. Like I really have no symptoms there, which is amazing. But the Hashimoto's now, that's very much like I'll have flare ups here and there. The brain fog, like I mentioned, that is the hardest one to deal with. When you feel like you just feel cloudy, and you have 1,000 things to do, and you start like 3 of them, and then what happens to the rest? you know
Yeah.
yeah, it's crazy. Some call that ADD, but eventually, whatever. But I do feel like the brain fog and weight gain when you're doing all the right things and you're noticing that you can't lose weight, and you're just like, what am I doing wrong? And then you play the comparison game, and it's horrible. You're on the Instagrams, and you're like, oh wow, she's got a great body. What's her secret? But she doesn't have Hashimoto's. but you know what I mean. It's
I
that's
get it.
definitely that's been a challenge for sure. But I feel like, Chantel, you and I have been given this opportunity, this experience, so that we can help other people.
Yeah.
And I know that you have educated yourself. You are doing all the right things, which is so inspiring to me as well. And I've taken it up on myself to really learn about my condition. I'm reading all the books, and it's crazy how many people have autoimmune. So it's like
Oh
we
yeah.
have the power to help other people, just by sharing our own experiences.
Yes. Yes, exactly. Exactly. And I'm grateful. Thank you so much for sharing just the background too, because I also didn't realize that we were around the same age when we started
Oh,
experiencing
really?
symptoms.
Oh
Yeah.
my gosh. Yeah, it's crazy.
It started with digestion for me as well. And
Mhm.
um that in itself, again, like even when you're trying to, it can be discouraging when you're trying to create something and you feel like, well, I have this vision, I have this plan, I have this idea, but I don't want to do anything.
Yeah. I
Or I
just want to
can't
curl
think
up.
straight. Yes, exactly. And then it's like, and then on top of that, then like you said, the comparison game, you feeling like people are either they're not gaining weight, they're doing all the
Yeah.
things, and like, or there's the weight thing, then there's the productivity thing of feeling like you're not
Yes.
asking all of that. So just not getting caught up in that is a huge, huge
Oh
factor.
yeah. Oh
And
yeah.
embracing, and that's what this is about, embracing where you are now and
Mm-hmm.
trusting that the process of growth, all that you're doing is leading towards a healthy you mentally and
Yes.
that
Thousand
this
percent.
thing can
So important.
yeah.
Yeah. And you can get in your head about everything too. It's like, and you are making sacrifices. And that's the thing. I feel like people who have success in reversing autoimmune, because that is possible. Your
Yeah.
autoimmune disease can go into remission. And I have a few friends that's happened to, and that's been through nutrition, through self care, through prioritizing you, being brave enough to be you, right? Like there's something to be said about that. And yes, there are sacrifices to be made, but at the end of the day, feeling like yourself is just so worth it. And it can start with as little as like 10 to 30 minutes a day of mindfulness, movement, and just focus, affirmations, journaling. I feel like journaling is a big one too.
Yes. Yeah. Like what kind of journaling do you suggest?
Yeah. So it can either be, well, for me, I do like affirmations where, if I have a certain goal in mind, I'll write, I will complete this, or I will achieve this. It could be a goals list even. And in fact, one of my favorite, I still have to put this to practice, but something I read the other day, which I'm planning to put to practice, is you just have a bunch of sticky notes, right? And on each sticky note, you say, today, 1 week from now, a month from now, and a year from now. And those are the columns. And then under each header, right, you have all your goals that you write down, one per sticky note, and you just put them under the correct category, right? And as
So
soon as you achieve that goal, you take it down. But you start with baby steps. You start with what's today, but you also have the vision for what is a year from now, your bigger goals, right? And it
that's
kind of lays this framework, and the science behind it is amazing. It's so simple. But when you take pen to paper and you're not in front of a computer, when you take pen to paper, your brain doesn't have an opportunity to focus on anything else. You are free from distraction because this muscle memory, this brain to hand thing going on,
yeah.
it forces you to focus on what you're doing right now. And that's all about living in the present moment, tapping into, of course, that meditative practice that
Yes.
focused on one thing. So I feel like that's a great activity to do. And then journaling, of course, just a diary, even starting with that, what happened to you today, and how did that make you feel? Or even after you meditate, writing down how you feel afterwards. I think that's really important.
Very good. That is awesome. Those are awesome practical ways we can apply this. And um, are there like any other suggestions? I know we talked about just like visualization and other
Oh,
things
yeah.
like that.
Yes. Oh my gosh. So visualization is one of my favorites because I think back to when I was in like middle school, high school, and I remember visualizing for the first time like my goal. And of course, my goal was like, this little girlish goal of like getting the guy. Like I really want him to pay attention to me. I'm
Oh,
gonna
really?
visualize my first kiss. Like I'm gonna visualize it. So every night before I went to bed, I'd be like, oh, he's gonna notice me today and he's gonna ask me out, to homecoming or whatever dance, and it's all gonna work out. And I would literally visualize him in the hallway, whatever. So on like a girlish, fun kid level, there's that. But today, visualizing for me means really visualizing my goals in my career, in my family life. I'd love to have kids one day. So I'll have visions that I don't even try. I don't even try to visualize, but they'll come to me and I'll be like, wow, this is something maybe I need to actively visualize. So um, visualizing what it looks like, how it makes you feel,
Mhm.
and all the things that it would lead to. So you don't just stop at visualizing what it looks like. You go for the full effect and adopt all those sensory cues, all that sensory information to really manifest it in your heart. And
Yes.
that's when things start to really come together. I'm a big believer in that, because even in meditation, we visualize things and our cells recognize it. Like our to a cellular level, we're making changes in our body just
Yeah.
from thinking in a certain way or turning off thoughts in a certain way. So big believer in that.
So good. That is so good. Um, I guess we can kind of transition because I feel like the practice of doing the breathing and the yoga, a lot of people don't know how to do it properly.
I'm here.
And that's
I'm
why
here
you're
to
here.
help.
I would love to give people the opportunity for those that don't really know how to do it. A lot of times we're hearing it's becoming more popular and more mainstream as far as talking about it, and with all the apps like the Calm app and like
Yes.
Abide
Oh
and
yeah.
all these apps that are great. They're great tools and great resources, but until we learn how to actively and practically quiet the noise in our lives,
Hmm.
they're not very beneficial.
Right. Oh
So
yeah,
I would
totally.
love for you to just walk us through a basic time in the next 20 minutes that we have, like a basic time of what that looks like, and
Yeah,
give the opportunity to do that. Yeah, with you.
definitely. That sounds good. Okay, let's get started. So if you guys want to pull up your mats, I'm going to just change my camera here so you can see the whole enchilada. All right. Bear with me for a moment here.
I had to move my
Uh,
entire chair away.
yeah, I had to move a bunch of stuff. I'm working in a smaller space right now because I was going to show you guys my backyard, which is beautifully lit, but dogs are barking out there, which isn't very yogic. So just a little feng shui. This is a part of the process. Okay. Perfect. Now you can roll out your yoga mats. One thing I will say is if you don't have a yoga mat, these scoria mats are incredible. Not sponsored, of course, just just
Say that one
so
more
amazing.
time.
They're called scoria mats, and they're all cork mats, so they're non-toxic. Great for everyone, but especially autoimmune peeps, you know what I mean?
Cool.
All right, so when you guys are ready, we'll get started seated. Okay, I'm gonna back up here. So we'll come to a comfortable seat. We'll bring the right foot in front of the left, or the right foot in the left hip crease. Your choice based on your flexibility. And we'll bring the hands to the thighs here. We'll start to create a big circle with the heart, with the crown, drawing that circle to the right. You could just close your eyes here. Exhaling as you come forward and inhaling as you come back. We'll stop at center, and then we're going to practice breath work that's called Nadi Shodhana, or alternate nostril breathing. So we'll bring our right hand, our right index finger, and our middle finger to our third eye, or the space between the eyebrows. And that right thumb will plug the right nostril. We're going to breathe in through the left nostril for 6 to 8 counts. We're going to hold the breath at the top for 2 counts. And then plug the left nostril, plug the left nostril with the ring finger, and then exhale through the right nostril for 8 counts. Hold the breath at the bottom for 2 counts. And then inhale through the right nostril for 6 counts. Hold the breath at the top for 2 counts. Plug the right nostril and exhale through the left nostril for 8 counts. We'll hold at the bottom for 2 counts. We'll inhale through the left nostril for 2 counts, or for 8 counts. And then we'll plug the left nostril and exhale through the right nostril for 8 counts. Continue with this cycle of breath. As we breathe this way, we're balancing the left and right hemispheres of the brain, clearing out the energy pathways that connect our mind, our hearts, our center of creativity, opening up those energy pathways so that we can move freely and step into our power. Continue to breathe this way. And just notice if anything is clogged, maybe the left or right nostril. Maybe one's more congested than the other. Know that we have the power through breath to clear out the clutter. Take one more cycle of breath, clearing out the left and right nostrils, making space for creativity, making space for divine light. And on your last exhale, we'll release that right hand to the knee or the thigh. And we'll curl our index fingers to our thumbs, resting the backs of the hands on the thighs here. And just close your eyes. Linger in that sensation for a moment here. Notice if any emotions come up. And just know that that's completely natural. Let's take 3 energy cleansing breaths here. Deep inhale through the nose, fill up the back body, the front body, the chest. Hold the breath at the top. Get as expansive as you can. And then open mouth, exhale, sigh it out. 2 more breaths just like that. Deep inhale. Hold the breath at the top. And then open mouth, exhale. Let go of anything you're holding on to, anything that's unnecessary. One more time, deep breath in. Hold the breath at the top. Open mouth, exhale. Let go of any luggage, any baggage, any weight, any dis-ease. Beautiful work. Now we'll take that left hand underneath the left sit bone and walk the right fingertips away from the right hip. We'll drop the right ear to right shoulder. So you're sitting on those left knuckles here. Not only does that stretch your wrist, but it also lengthens the left side of the neck here. Inhale as we rock the chin up and back. Exhale as we rock the chin forward and down. Let's do that 3 more times, listening to your breath, trusting your breath, your voice, your creative vision. And exhaling as you bring the chin to chest. Let's take that 1 more time. Inhale, creating space. And exhale, rolling the chin forward and down. Now we'll soften that right elbow, release the left hand, and reach the left arm overhead. That right elbow can touch the earth if you have that flexibility, or just softness in that right elbow. Know that you don't have to meet or match any picture that I'm showing. It's more of a feeling. On your exhale, we'll take the left fingertips at a diagonal on the floor and then walk the right fingertips to join the left hand. Maybe bring your forehead to knee if that feels good. Keeping both sit bones connected. And on your next inhale, we'll walk the hands to center. This is where you can create 2 fists for your forehead on the floor. Or if you have a blanket or block, you can place that right beneath the third eye, right beneath that space between the eyebrows. Maybe rock the head from side to side, massage that space. That's the seat of our intuition. On your next inhale, slowly rise up. We're going to release that right foot forward and then bring the left knee to the right foot. So you're kind of in a zigzag position here with the legs. So both feet are pointing to the left, both knees are pointing to the right. We'll take a twist here. Left hand comes to the right knee, right hand behind the back. Let's take a twist. Deep breath in. Lift up to the crown of your head. To activate that creative heart center, maybe we start to spiral the heart to the left. It's a tiny movement, and it's only if you want it. If you're more focused on stillness, just listen to your body, listen to your intention, your intuition. When you're ready, plant the right fingertips behind the back on the floor. We're going to lift the hips up to the sky and reach the left arm back. That right palm can be flat. The hips lift. The heart opens. Ready to receive all of life's blessings. Exhale, we slowly lower the hips. And we'll take the left foot in front this time. So as we come to seated, left foot in the right hip crease or left foot in front, whatever feels good in your body. Right hand slides beneath the right sit bone, so you're sitting on your knuckles, and then walk the left fingertips away from the left hip. Drop the left ear to left shoulder. Take your time. On your inhale, we'll rock the chin up and back. On your exhale, chin forward and down. Give yourself the opportunity to slow down and to tune in to your prana, that life force energy, that beautiful breath that gives us life. Exhale as your chin comes forward and down. And then inhale as you rise that chin back up. Let's take one more breath here, creating space in the right side of the neck, in the forearm, any carpal tunnel. And then slowly release the right hand. Soften the left elbow. The left elbow can touch the earth or just stay floating. Right arm reaches overhead. Glue the right sit bone to the earth so you feel grounded and secure. Deep inhale here. Exhale, take those right fingertips at a diagonal, forehead to knee. The left hand can join the right, creating space, giving ourselves this opportunity to tap into our creative energy, to be brave. Maybe we're trying something new today, and that's bravery. Let's bring the hands to center, reach the hands forward this time. Coming up onto the finger pads, so creating tents, almost like you have two cupcakes underneath your hands. Reaching the hips back, connecting the sit bones to the earth. On our inhale, we'll slowly rise up, and we'll go ahead and take that left foot forward and our right knee to our left foot. So that zigzag or that lightning bolt position in the legs, fitting. We'll take the right hand to the left knee or thigh, left hand behind the back. Deep breath in here. Taking your twists. And I love to bring the awareness back to where the heart is. So if you notice that you're cranking the neck or the chin is moving in a very uncomfortable way, align your head with your heart always. Beautiful. Flatten that left palm down. Go ahead and lift the hips up to the sky. Reach the right arm back, opening the heart. Once again, receiving all of that light, all of that confidence, all of that radiance into the heart center. Visualize it filling up the body. Exhale, slowly release. Hips come down. Nice work. Let's bring the hands underneath the shoulders now, knees underneath the hips, and we'll find our cat-cow. Actually, I'm gonna face you. First, we're gonna extend the left toes out. So our inner arch of our left foot, the right knee, all in one line, and the palms are underneath the shoulders. Deep breath in here as we open the heart. Cow pose, beautiful. Maybe find where the wall meets the ceiling, opening the heart. Exhale, we round the spine, navel to spine as we press through the shoulder blades. Inhale, finding your rhythm here, flowing from one breath to one movement. Exhale, and that can look different in each body. Close the eyes to really seal in that connection. Beautiful work. On our next inhale, we'll flatten the spine, a nice, firm, long spine here. And then we'll walk our right hand over to the right. So this time, in our gate pose, we have the inner arch of the foot, the right knee, and the right wrist all in one line. Inhale, reach the left arm overhead. Move like yourself. And if something is calling to you, maybe it's a circle of the left arm, or maybe it's just staying still and tapping into that mindfulness. Feel free to explore. Maybe drawing that big circle. And if it feels good, give yourself a big hug. Left hand threads under and just hovers. Deep inner unit of the core, our center of discipline. Inhale, we reach the arm back up, left arm high, and then rise up through center. That is powerful and so very brave. Walk the left hand down the left thigh and reach the right arm overhead. Exhale, swing it over, palms underneath the shoulders, and then we'll bring that left knee back underneath the left hip, back to our tabletop. We'll extend the right toes out, right toes pointing forward here. And we'll take it on the other side. Inhale, cow pose, opening the heart, tailbone and crown lift, arching the spine, but keeping the navel in. Nice. Exhale, round the spine. Chin to chest. Angry cat. Inhale, we open the heart. Closing the eyes. When we take away one sense, our other senses become a lot clearer, a lot more powerful, a lot more intense. So sometimes closing your eyes during this practice, maybe visualizing light, visualizing what you're looking to achieve, it benefits the practice. Around the spine one more time. Deep breath in. Exhale. Beautiful. Walk that left hand over to the left. Left wrist in line with left knee, in line with the inner arch of the left foot. Reach the right arm overhead. Gate pose. Maybe drawing a big circle here, if that feels good. On your last big circle, reaching the right arm high, give yourself a big hug, sweeping through, threading the needle. Right arm comes underneath the left armpit. Inhale, we rise up, spanning your wings, and then using your core and that strong heart, inhale, we rise up, maybe flexing both palms towards the face. Ooh, yeah, power. Release the right hand down the right leg and reach the left arm overhead, almost like a moon shape. On our exhale, we'll sweep it around, palms underneath the shoulders. Let's bring that right knee back in underneath the hip. Nice job. Now, creativity in yoga is all about mobility and expressing yourself. So I'd like you to get a little animalistic here as we start to circle the hips. Not worried about what we look like, not worried about what picture we're trying to create, but rather how we're feeling. All the emotional baggage of the past lives in the hips. So as you can imagine, if we're sitting at a desk all day, that's a lot of toxicity that builds up there. Maybe start to bend one elbow and then the other, getting a little primal with it. And then we'll take it in the reverse direction. Inhale as you shift forward and exhale as you shift the hips back towards the heels. Go ahead and play with it. Nice work. A last round here. And then on your next inhale, let's lift to our high plank. Palms underneath the shoulders. Option here is to drop to the knees, but keep the low back long. Untuck the toes. In fact, everyone just drop to the knees because it feels really good. Tuck the tailbone under, hug the elbows in. Exhale, lower for 10. Hugging the elbows in, lowering the upper body all the way down to the floor for 4, 3, 2, and 1. Whoo, a little bit of fire. A little bit of Aries fire there. Elbows underneath the shoulders here. We'll find our Sphinx pose. Beautiful work. So as you pull the elbows back, we're hugging the elbows in towards the sides and lifting our heart forward and up. Beautiful work. As we do this, we're going to gaze beyond the right shoulder. Pull that left shoulder back. Exhale, chin to chest. Inhale, gaze straight ahead, keeping that upper back nice and firm. Press into the tops of the feet. The knees gently lift. Gaze beyond the left shoulder and pull the right shoulder back. Exhale, chin to chest. Slide the palms underneath the shoulders. And then sit your butt back. Knees wide, toes together. Shift the hips back to our child's pose, our inner child. That really is the seat of creativity. That childlike fearlessness, something we want to tap into at least once a day. Resting your forehead on the mat, maybe start to rock the head from side to side, letting it all go. On your next inhale, let's shift the shoulders over the wrists. Tuck the toes, lift the knees in your high plank. And then exhale, shift the hips up and back, downward facing dog. Now, if this doesn't feel good in your body, you can come down to the knees, walk your hands forward, sit your bum back, and just have this modified puppy pose at your fingertips. Your choice today. If you want to try downward facing dog, maybe bending into both knees, rolling the shoulders onto the back, and then maybe we start to pump the heels up and down as fast as we can to release that emotional baggage, and without giving you too much of a show here, just let it go. Let go of the head and neck. Let go of anything you're holding on to. Take a deep breath in. Open mouth. Exhale, sigh it out. Don't be afraid to make noise. That is bravery. Exhale, release the heels closer to the floor, even if that means bending the knees. Inhale, gaze forward. Exhale, start to walk the feet, bend the knees, walk the feet between the hands to your forward fold here. So 2 fist width between the feet. Bend into the knees and grab for opposite elbows. Release the head and neck. Start to rock from side to side. Even weight distribution in the feet. All the cares of the past drip from the crown of the head and melt onto the mat. On your next exhale, shift your upper body to drape over the left leg. So your forearms become parallel with the left foot. The crown of the head releases down, and both toes are pointing forward. Bending into both knees. Inhale, we slowly rise up, 1 vertebrae at a time, keeping this twist to the left. Lifting the forearms over the crown and staying twisted. We rise to center, face me, and then exhale, we twist to the right, bend the knees, slowly lower. Inhale, back to center. Let's take that in the reverse direction here. Exhale, prepare, and then inhale, drape the upper body over the outside of the right leg. Just linger in the sensation. And then inhale, slowly rise. Keeping that twist. Feeling the earth beneath your feet. All 4 corners of the feet connect to the mat. Inhale, come to center. We're grabbing for opposite elbows here. Nice job. And then exhale, release the arms. I'm just gonna adjust my camera here. There we go. Boop. So here, we could step it out nice and wide. Toe heel the feet out to a nice wide base. Inhale here. Exhale, elbows in line with the shoulders. Show me your peaceful, loving guns. Let's turn the toes out and the heels in. Beautiful work in our goddess pose. Rest the left elbow on the left thigh and reach the right overhead here. Nice side body stretch. Inhale, we rise. Back to our goddess at center. And then exhale, right elbow to the right thigh, left arm overhead. Beautiful work. Smile at your progress. And then inhale, rise to center. Let's start to lengthen the legs, straighten the legs, toes forward, toe heel to feet, above hips with distance or less. Inhale, we rise, arms up. Tadasana, mountain pose. Exhale, forward fold, Uttanasana. Inhale, halfway lift. Fingers to the shins or fingers to your hips. This is a great starting point. Bending the knees, hands to the hips, hug the elbows back, and reach the crown of the head forward, creating a number 7 with the spine. If you'd like to add a walking of the arms down the legs, really roll the shoulders onto the back. Maybe straightening the legs. Exhale, forward fold. Hands find the floor as we bend into both knees. Step that right leg back. Step the left leg forward. And just linger here for a moment. Left knee above left ankle. Lower to the right knee. Untuck the right toes. If you feel really brave here, maybe the left elbow comes to the left thigh. The back of the right hand comes to the low back as we lift the heart. Our head, our heart, our pelvis, all in one line. Beautiful. Inhale, we reach the arms up. Exhale, palms come to the inside of that left leg. Beautiful. Tuck the right toes under. Step the right foot to the outside of the right hand. Open the hands here. Step the left foot back. Wiggle the left foot all the way back. Wiggle the right foot all the way over to the right. Lower the left knee down. Untuck the toes. Beautiful. Finding that bravery, finding that inner voice, that inner self-expression. Right elbow to the right thigh, left hand to the low back. This is a very powerful pose. Deep breath in. Full, complete exhale. Inhale, we reach the arms up. Exhale, hands come to the inside of that right foot. Tuck the left toes under. Lift off the left knee. Maybe step that left foot to the outside of the hand. Finding your malasana. Palms to heart center. Now, if this is too much for you, you can always come down and just bring the arms to the insides of the thighs, puffing up the chest. Or you can extend the legs if that feels better. Maybe walking the hands down. Your self-expression, your practice. Listen to your body. Deep breath in. Full, complete exhale. Two more breaths just like this. Can you slow down? Can you let go? Beautiful work. On your next inhale, whether you're a malasana or this straddle pose, we'll all come to a seat. Bring the feet to the earth, puff up the chest, and then exhale, slowly release all the way down to the low back. Draw the knees in towards your heart center, forehead to knee, deep breath in. And exhale for your final Shavasana, releasing the legs long, feet splay open, and Arms are at your sides with the palms face up. Taking your time to find that comfortable space. Beautiful work today. I invite you to just relax the face, to close the eyes, and feel free to get out any fidgets you need to. Finding stillness, finding mindfulness. As we come into this quiet space, maybe start to notice around you sounds in the furthest reaches of your space, maybe even outside. Maybe notice a collection of sounds or sounds from various sources outside of your home. And notice how each sound creates a musical score that will never be performed again. Now notice sounds that are in your direct space, maybe in your bedroom or living room. Rather than seeing these as distractions, just observe without judgment. Maybe have some gratitude for listening to these sounds, knowing that they will never be played again all at once. Now start to tune in to the sounds inside your body, the sound of the breath, maybe the feeling of the breath. Notice the texture of the breath. Can you slow the rhythm down? Turning your breath into a circular motion where there's no pause between inhale or exhale. Notice the rise and fall of the belly. As you inhale, it rises. The chest expands and lifts. As you exhale, the belly falls. The chest releases. And as you begin to slow down the breath even more, the breath becomes more fluid as it passes between each chamber of belly, of ribs, of chest. As if all of the barriers between each of these spaces have completely dissolved. All energy pathways are clear and healthy. All the cells in your body clear and healthy, doing exactly what they were designed to do. Now drawing your awareness to the muscles in your body, the neck, the shoulders. See if you can soften even deeper here. letting go of anything you're holding on to. The arms relax. The heart is full. The belly softens. The pelvis relaxes. The thighs relax. The knees are soft. The shins and the calves soften. The ankles, the feet, the toes. Everything, the body as one whole unit, soft, relaxed. Now bring your awareness to that space at the heart center. Visualize that beautiful, glowing, golden ball of light at your heart center, radiating outward and through the entire body. This radiant light carries all that positive energy that you just gained from your practice and goes beyond the body. That positive light radiates all around your room, from the heart, beyond your room, beyond your street, beyond your city, beyond your state, beyond your country, continent. And then soon that beautiful, glowing, radiant light fills the entire planet, universe, connecting each and every one of us with positivity and compassion. Come back to the breath. When you're ready to be guided out of your final Shavasana, just gently wiggle the fingers and toes. Know that you can remain lying down if you'd like, but if you'd like to slowly come out, take a big evening stretch, reaching the arms overhead. And on your exhale, pull your knees in towards your heart. Give yourself a well-deserved hug. And aligned with the yin energy, that lunar energy, shift your knees over to your left side for fetal pose. Extend your left arm, rest the head on the bicep like a pillow, and simply honor yourself here. While Shavasana marks the end of our practice, fetal pose marks the rebirth, a fresh opportunity to achieve your goals and to love yourself now. On your next inhale, with the eyes remaining closed, gently come up to a comfortable seat at the top of your mat. Close your eyes. Exhale out all the stale air here. Bring your hands to your heart center in prayer. Inhale, breathe into the nose. Breathe in all that positive, radiant energy. Open mouth, exhale, release. Share it with your community. One more time, deep breath in. Open mouth, exhale, sigh it out. Draw your thumbs to your third eye center, the space between the eyebrows. The light, the love within me honors the light and love within each and every one of you. Bowing forward, we say namaste. Namaste, yogis. Thank you so much.
This is one of many of our Brave webinar series. Like I said, we're going to try to do 2 a month. We have one more next week, and it's going to be on the entrepreneurial side. So being brave enough to take care of your finances. And we have a financial advisor coming in that's going to talk about just the process of how to handle and control your money, and how to manage your money. And then next month, I'm going to have a Zumba instructor on. And yes, Zumba instructor. And I have a nutritionist coming on as well. So I want us to just really be brave enough to take care of ourselves, take care of our businesses, and move forward. And that's what all of this is about. Even tonight is a very timely night of just being brave enough to harness in what we're about and be and push it out and move forward in life. Okay. So I appreciate you all. I'm going to say good night. Love you.
Good night.
Blessings. Take care, everyone.
Bye, guys.
Thank you so much, guys. Thank you.
Thank you.